welcome back to the Transgender Day of Remembrance fundraiser for Rainbow Railroad. We are ready with an amazing run for you because we have Shovda running Masterpiece on our upgraded boobs percent. So Shovda, I'm sorry to say this, but can you show me them boobs?
I will do my best. Hello everybody, I'm Shovda. I'm very gay and very trans, and I am here with my two favorite grunglers in the world. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm BK. I'm neither of the aforementioned things, but here I am nevertheless.
And I'm Desi, and I'm very gay, and I like Mario.
All right, I'm gonna let them do the commentary once we get started, but are we ready for a countdown? I'm gonna take that as a yes. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
So in this ROM hack, we noticed that Mario is conspicuously Sonic the Hedgehog. That's all I have to say about that. And so throughout here, we have a consistent visual language that's not found in vanilla. For example, these red glowing fences will kill Sonic. And then we have some familiar vanilla elements like, you know, jumping off spiny eggs and swoopers and such. And so Desi and I are gonna trade off commentating about the vanilla mechanics and any custom gimmicks that we have in the levels in between each levels. So Desi, take it away here for the next one.
Let's see. We have these giant springs. It's what very it pops out right away in this level at me. And there are red ones that give you 2 bounces and green ones that give you a single bounce. Also, you'll see sometimes these like outlines of sprites, these shells that they're just kind of floating in the air, waiting for Sonic to pick them up. And then they pop into existence when Sonic does interact with them.
And so there we have a bit of a classic Kaizo fake out, which is a post-gold death, but at the last second you have cloud platforms appear underneath Sonic's feet, so it's just like slight psychological damage and you don't actually die and have to replay the level. So another sort of meta gimmick, more of a design motif throughout the game is the level design isn't linear. In a first play, you sort of have to stop and think about what's going to happen, like if you, for example, activate one of the switches and then, you know, backtrack or do a maneuver that's kind of counterintuitive for most games where you're just sort of going forward all the time.
There are these interesting. It took me forever when watching Shovda speedrun this, but these interesting levels with a bunch of shells, a code at the top of the screen, and I think I never actually had it confirmed, but I think each color represents a different input on your face pad on the SNES controller. So looking at my controller right now, B is yellow, A is red, X is blue, and Y is green. And so you would input according to that.
Yeah, it's the Japanese Super Famicom controller layout and Japanese SNES logo. And in this level, we for some reason have the chain gun from the hit PC game Doom. This is also not explained. It's Mario ROM hacking tradition to put in assets from initially other SNES games, like notable early ROM hacks like had King K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country as a boss. And these days, there's just stuff from everywhere. It's easiest to put in stuff from other Mario games for obvious reasons, but like, that's not the limit.
Especially like Lost Levels and Yoshi's Island were very early additions. But yeah, now we see pretty much anything. And here again, we have another one of these post-goal situations where if the timer runs out on that P-switch before the circle kind of fades out, the level fades out on Shovda, those blocks will turn to coins and she will die and she will need to redo that level. So that one is not just a little psychological damage. That could inflict actual damage there.
If you can hear that car, I am very sorry. That is somebody outside my window. I don't know if it came across, though.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
So the gimmick in this level, which we will see again later, is Sonic cannot face right. So that makes for things like you can't do any forward-facing shell jumps. You have to do back shots anywhere a shell jump is required.
Comma.
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 Or is it an apostrophe?
It's gotta be a comma. The sentence is still going.
I like comma because it means love in Sanskrit. So.
Aw.
That's where the word Kama Sutra comes from.
Ah.
So in Vanilla Super Mario World, when Mario takes off, you have 80 frames in which you can gain altitude, and then you start falling. And so the gimmick of this level is there's this legally distinct Monster Energy drink looking can which recharges your flight meter so that you have another 80 frames to rise. And so you have to grab them and then start flight after you run out of flight meter. And then there's this Fresnel fight which uses that mechanic to hit them again and again because you don't have a platform to stand on like you do in Vanilla Super Mario World.
I'm gonna jinx this, but it's been a good run so far.
Why did you have to say that?
I don't know. I had to.
Do you want to set the marathon back?
Yes. No. Longer the run takes, the more we can raise for
That's
the
what I
Rainbow
was
Railroad.
literally about to say. I was going to say, I mean, I don't want to jinx the run, but that does mean that we have more time to get our bonus run. So
Let's get those donations in. So a common trope in Kaizo design is the 5-room castle, which is my favorite gimmick in all of Kaizo design. But this one is a little more punishing. Well, actually, this is a little more forgiving. So a typical 5-room castle has no checkpoints. They'll give you 5 rooms, one small room with a few obstacles in it that you need to clear. And here, if you die, instead of going back to the first room, you go back 1 room. Lately, people have been a lot nicer and have put checkpoints for every room, but this one has a little more teeth than that and does put you back 1 level with the death.
Hey Shovda, what happens if you press the on-off switch in the Switch Palace at the end there?
It makes it so you have to get a yump to beat the level, which means you have to jump off the giant switch like I did, with a jump that is 1/60th of a second in precision.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I would leave that switch off permanently.
So this level, I Keep Crawling Back is, among other things, a reference to the fact that you're going to have to come back here because a new path and a new exit is unlocked every time you unlock switch blocks by beating a Switch Palace. So with the ones that she just got by beating the Switch Palace, she has a path she can take here.
That hook jump is one of the 3 worst jumps in this game.
I was about to say, it contains some very tight and awkward platforming that you have to do 4 times. It's not the exact same line through the level each time because of the different routes that the switches unlock.
Yeah, it's interesting that every time you return, the level is a different set of obstacles. So here we have a power-up that she's gonna need, and so she's guiding the power-up. If she didn't hit the coins right at that moment when the mushroom was just above the coins, then the mushroom would keep moving forward and would hit that cloud that would block it. So those sideways clouds aren't really in the original game, but they've just been slightly modified from being vertical clouds, and so now she can damage boost through here with that mushroom.
Yeah, clouds are a nice little shorthand for one-ways, which if you see like Mario Maker, there's the very custom one-ways, but those don't always look the nicest in SMW.
And also recurring mechanical change in this game is swimming to the right and left goes as fast as if you were holding an item, and if you're holding an item, it goes turbo fast. So the gimmick of this level is it's a horizontal screen wrap level of the kind that was introduced in Super Mario Bros. 3 World 7-1, the first level of the pipe world. So you have to sort of go past the right and left edges of the screen and bounce on stuff and not get hit by the munchers here.
It's a good level. In Mario 2, those levels are the norm, like from the very first stage when you fall down. But yeah, in Mario 3,
Ooh,
that's when you really first get.
BK got called out.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. My expertise does not advance very far outside SMW.
So here we have these, what do we call them? Rocks or, I don't even remember the name for this.
I don't know of a canonical name, so I just call
Okay.
them Chuck Rocks.
Okay, yeah, they're rocks. And usually they have fixed bounce, but here they are kind of bouncing a little more erratically, sometimes a little slower. I think it's because they're like moving in water. No, or maybe Sprite only water. But yeah, she has to manage a lot while bouncing on those and being sure not to jump on one of them. I guess it's called double spriting. We have an emote for that in her stream actually. But we don't want, if she spin jumps on two of the boulders, for example, it would kill Sonic, so that's another thing that like she has to look out for.
So the gimmick of this level, a new gimmick in this hack, is normally you need one of those pink like watermelon triangles to run up a wall. But here, any wall that you touch, you automatically run up it as though there were a triangle right there where you made contact.
Yeah, it's like you just have to, the wall that you touch has to be safe, but then once you're running up it, it's null behavior. Okay, so here
Don't
we
mind
have
if I
some. Oh, please.
No,
Mhm.
I was just gonna say I have a $25 donation that came in from Bob Grubbs with no comment, but donations like that are so amazing because they are helping us to reach our final bonus game. We also have a few incentives open right now, and we are like only $80 away from $1,000. So I think we could probably reach that very, very easily. I don't want to say how quickly we can do it because Shovda, you are going through this fast.
Thank you. And
is,
I do have to do my little spiel whenever Bob shows up in my chat. I always say, "Hey Bob, how you doing, Bob? How you doing, there, eh?" So there we go. I'm
Thank you so much.
I'm very Minnesotan.
Let me scoot past
Sounded
you.
almost Canadian to me, but maybe Canadians and Minnesotans are the same.
They kind of are. Minnesota is called Little Canada.
I didn't know that.
I can agree with this.
And so the gimmick of this level is there's this bullet bill generator. They're spawned pretty frequently in a straight line, and you basically need them to platform your way through the level. And then there's a row of two of them sometimes with some hazards, the fire, the bird of fires, which you have to dodge and then kill this magic Koopa with these blocks by bouncing on the bullets.
And in the previous level, we didn't get a chance to talk much about it, but there were some sprites that were kind of moving vertically. They were vertically screen wrapping, but Sonic does not get to vertically screen wrap. So that's the twist on that.
For now, anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so what's interesting in there is you can even like throw something up and it'll appear below at the bottom of the screen. So here we have another one of these like 5-room challenges where here it's collect all the coins, and once they're cleared, you can move on to the next stage.
So notably, I believe in all of these one-screen collection type levels, you do not get a checkpoint every room. It's like every, what, 2 or 3?
Oh no, this is checkpoint every room.
Okay.
It's checkpoint every room, but if you die, you lose a room of progress.
Yep.
I see.
It pushes you back.
The
I think in some of them it's just straight up checkpoint every few rooms now. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay. There are definitely different ways to do it, and so some mods you'll see that, some mods you'll see you go back to the very beginning of the stage if you die. That was the original classic way of doing it. I'm glad we've moved on from those days.
oh, did I hit a yump again? I'm 3 for 3 then.
Wow.
LOL.
Gaming.
I love how casually you say that. Just, oh, you know, just it's fine.
3 frame perfect tricks.
If this were Ocarina of Time, these would all be frame perfect tricks.
That one never gets old.
So another fresh gimmick is these arrows change Sonic's gravity. So you start, with gravity being normal, and then you touch these and you're upside down, and you sort of have to hit them and make your brain play with inverted gravity like every couple seconds.
And like the momentum carrying through that is also awkward. Awkward to deal with, let me just say. It's not awkward in its implementation. And now we're back here in this level, and now the blocks have changed. We no longer have the pink blocks, but the blue ones are there, so the obstacles are different. So even though it's the same level and it's recycled in some ways, it's completely fresh in terms of the movement the player has to do. So that's a really interesting way of making a level here.
It's a pipe. So here, instead of hitting on-off switches to make these blocks solid versus not solid, every time you jump changes it. So you need to be mindful of where and when you jump. So can't jump there or you'll die, so you gotta just run off the platform and then bounce on the shell to win.
And be like holding jump from beforehand, like from the last jump that you made, you have to know to keep the jump button held, or else you won't make it onto the goalpost platform.
Is there pausing in this game? Can you pause?
Yes.
Okay, you can also pause buffer the jump there also.
I know you can pause buffer in Joker Shell okay, because I took notes for that hack. For some reason I thought that she was playing that today, and I even printed out notes for that, but I would totally do that. I know this hack better anyway, so I needed the notes for that one. If that were the hack.
There. And note that when we get the Yoshi, he was green, right? And then when he comes up to the sky, he's blue.
He was yellow.
He was yellow.
Started as
Yellow,
yeah.
Yellow to blue. We call that trans Yoshi.
Shoutouts to Yellow Yossi-chan. Huge vanilla Super Mario World speedrunning cultural icon.
Did you know I'm a big name vanilla speedrunner now?
I did know. So that level was very interesting in that it's an auto scroller, but it's like the auto scroller scrolls you instead of the way that you normally have an auto scroller. And there's so much going on. It's like it's mesmerizing watching her play that. And the timer on how much time she has to run with that key to open up those key doors or key blocks to reach the orb at the end is wildly tight. Oh my gosh.
So throughout this hack, the rings do different things. Sometimes they do nothing. And in this level, they give you an extra jump that you can do in midair. And having extra jumps is signified with these sparkles that you usually get from having a superstar. So when you have sparkles, you have at least one more jump. When you're out of sparkles, you're out of multiple jumps. And you need to collect a bunch of these coins because after the goal, if you're not double jumping, you're gonna fall in the pit and die. This loses time.
You don't want to lose time. Another one of these levels where Mario can't face right, or not Mario, Sonic, with the fire flower involved as well. And so the fire flower shoots the fireballs to the left, while Sonic moves to the right.
The blocks which reflect fireballs in the opposite direction, I believe, is a new custom block that we haven't seen in this game yet.
Or possibly apostrophe.
Right.
So the gimmick here is sort of a platforming one. There's this lava that's above and below you, and it scrolls pretty rapidly, and you have just like a sort of thin sliver of horizontal space within which you can not die. And as far as I know, the first place this was used was in Hyper 3.
Oh no, Hyper 3. Okay, sorry.
Hyper 3, yeah, World 7 Castle. And then after that, in Kaizo 3, in the final level, and also arguably popularized by the final level of Super Dram World 1.
I thought you were trying to say Kaizo. I completely forgot. I played that level in Hyper 3.
You did. Remember that. I also played it.
Yeah. F that level in Hyper 3.
I think we can just say that about all of the hypers at this point.
It's real easy to get caught up in doing the wrong strat in that Hyper 3 level, which makes it turbo hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Like I was trying to swim up like the one tile of water underneath the lava for a while, thinking that was the play. Like, reader,
it really
is
looked
not
like
the
it
play.
for a while. Yeah. Oh, the timer is so tight on that level. Yeah. Here, so we're talking about a non-Kaizo hack that influenced a lot of Kaizo development. But what's interesting is here things are much more clearly laid out and indicated for the player. So there's less guesswork for the player in terms of like how do I do a certain obstacle. It's much more clear. There's a path of like bats to hop on, or swoopers to like hop on, or like coins that'll show you go from A to B. But like in a non-Kaizo hack, especially an older one, it's very unclear how to figure out any of that. And so a tough one is very tough.
Just choose your own adventure. If it means bringing a
There you go.
superstar into the level from the outside, so be it. That's the adventure you chose.
Yeah.
I will note that we're now 5 of 5 on Yumps.
Incredible.
There are 7 in the main game, and then because we have boobs percent, there will be an 8th opportunity at a Yump. So if we hit all of them, that'll be something. Let's just go with.
I mean, we could definitely get like a $5 Yump train going just right
Ooh.
now, given that we have those 5 Yumps.
Heck yeah.
Let's see them come in. So here we
'Cause
have
I would,
again. Oh,
I just want to see. I personally would really love to see all of that Yump money going towards getting Majima to sing us a song later on in the marathon. But
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
just because, yeah, I love me some Majima.
So here again we have the legally distinct monster drink that gives Sonic a boost. Now, sometimes there is a cape, sometimes there is no cape, and so you just get a boost anyway, even without a cape. It's interesting how like Mario having a cape and launching off into space makes sense, but Mario launching off into space with no cape just seems a little weird unless you first introduce that with Mario launching off into space with a cape. And
Who's
so
Mario?
that's why. Oh my god, I keep doing it. I keep saying it. I'm too much a Mario lover.
I've seen your emotes, I know.
I am way too much a Mario lover.
And presumably this is press the D-pad in the directions the Goombas are facing.
LNR.
Okay, close enough. So this is the hack, mixing and matching gimmicks. So we've got, actually, this is a new one. This is an add-on to the legally distinct Monster Energy drink gimmick. Instead of having your flight meter be charged by the legally distinct Monster Energy drink can, you just have infinite flight meter. So you can rise infinitely. And so what you have to do here is basically feather the jump button on and off to rise and fall as necessary, and also go left and right with the D-pad while dodging these block hazards and this Fanta that's chasing you.
SMB too low. Fun fact, the keys are from SMB too.
That was,
Well as the fan.
that was way too close, like 3 different times.
You
This
did
is
a
historically a room that gives you some trouble, if I recall.
Yeah.
It's a tough room, yeah. They're all tough rooms, I should add, but that one especially. And now, coming back here with a P-switch, it not only adds coins, it also adds coin blocks. And if you hit a coin block while the P-switch is still running, the coin block will turn into a coin. But then if the timer goes off, when the P-switch timer goes off, all coins switch back into blocks. So a block that never even existed before now switches into existence, and you can use that to enter a pipe. In that same level that we've been revisiting and finding new ways to recycle the same level and do different things in.
So here, these blocks, as opposed to changing when you jump or when you hit an on-off switch, cycle on a timer, and there's this helpful sort of metronome graphic on the top and bottom of the screen to tell you when it's about to happen.
Yeah, that graphic is really cool. So one thing about Vanilla Mario is, or I guess Vanilla Sonic, when you get 30 coins in a stage, if there's a star block in the level, when Sonic hits the block, it'll, instead of giving you a coin, what a star block normally has, if you've collected 30 coins within that stage, then it will, in that life, in that attempt, then it will give you a mushroom, a one-up mushroom. And so that one-up mushroom can be used to activate things that a coin otherwise wouldn't be able to activate. So that's a nice little way of a creator checking to see, have you gotten all the coins in the level, or as many coins as I wanted you to get in the level? Yes, okay, you can proceed.
No, yeah.
I definitely remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis and encountering that mechanic.
Yeah, just like I remember it as a kid.
So here, we have these breaky bridge blocks. So the bridge with the fence on top of it does not break and you can stand on it. But the bridge tile without the fence on it will break as soon as you touch it. So you need to like go forward or backward. You can't just hang out on it because you're gonna die.
So here we have that bullet bill generator again, but now it's alternating which row the bullet bills are coming from, and its pattern is very predictable here. And again, collecting these on-off coins or any sprites that she may need for shell jumping. Kissing munchers. Lesbians.
Lesbians.
We have it all here in this level.
Makeshift Yuri. So in Vanilla Super Mario World, when you have a power-up and take damage, Mario's invincible for about 2.5 seconds. And there's a type of level, and this is that type of level, which exploits that to let you run on hazards like munchers for those 2.5 seconds, and you need to get another power-up before your invincibility frames expire so that you don't die.
I think it's 7-8 or 7-9 in SMB3, where you first have to do that. You get... Actually, no, that was a star run. It's not... No, there is some... Well, I guess it depends on whether you look at a power-up as a star or damage boosting, but yeah, similar idea.
The Super Mario World speedrun community does not consider the power star a power-up because it does not change your power-up state. It's also not permanent.
Okay.
Same with P-Balloon.
Well, P-Balloon's a held item, right?
That's right. Which
Held
incidentally,
item. Mhm.
which incidentally lets you get a lot more exits in the various small categories of Super Mario World speedruns.
It's a held item, but it does not go with you through a pipe. Unlike
that's-
other held items.
That's correct.
But it is a held item, you're right. Okay, so that, yeah, I did not know the Power Star is not considered a power-up. So what is it considered?
Just a separate state. Just a star timer.
Okay.
The power-up
Like,
state is
with-
like a byte in memory, and star is a separate byte in memory. Yeah, same semantics as the P-switch timer.
Yeah. Fascinating.
You will notice there is a level on the lower left of the screen when we go back to the overworld we will not be touching. I will show it to you real quick here. It is titled, This Level Crashes the Game. It does what it says on the tin.
Sure does.
Technical note, it doesn't actually crash the game. I think it did it first, but the problem with crashing the game is that it might wipe your save file. And so what actually happens there is it writes garbage into the video memory of the game, and it looks very crash-like, but your SRAM is safe, so you can keep playing beyond it.
There's nothing like losing progress in a difficult hack because of a crash. Let me tell you.
Yeah, the situation is better these days because there's a patch which lets you pass levels just on the overworld with some button presses, which I've used to reconstitute the save files for various players that have had that problem, but certainly back in the day it was a painful thing to do. Like, especially if you don't know like how to tool your way back to getting your progress and you just like play hacks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Huh. It was ask a friend who knows Lunar Magic, or replay everything, or walk away. Yeah.
Sonic is non-binary now, by the way.
Excellent. Love that for them. Now suddenly, Sonic saving eggs from castles makes more sense than whatever the vanilla story of the game was.
It is true, I hadn't even considered that actually.
Right?
Chat's saying proud of them, and I'm saying, you know, good for them. Good for them.
In the original game, when you first find a Yoshi and he cracks open from an egg, it says, you saved me, hooray, thank you for saving me. I was trapped inside that egg. He doesn't say that, like, oh, like I'm born, or something, like, not that that's what you would say when you're born, but you know, he says that he was trapped inside that egg, and he said that Bowser's been using them as devices to trap his friends. So
Are you implying that Shigeru Miyamoto made the story of Super Mario World as an allegory for coming out as trans?
yes.
That tracks.
It all makes sense now.
Can we get a yimp? Nope.
So, very important terminology is a yump is a frame perfect jump off of a switch palace switch, and a P-switch jump, or a yimp, is a frame perfect jump off of a P-switch. The two are not the same. This is very important.
I feel like I felt your heart sink when you said yimp.
It's not my preferred term, but it is not as bad as conflating the two by both calling them yump.
That's true.
Where does yimp come from, Shovda? Do you know the etymology?
I think TJB just invented it when he didn't like that it was also called a yump.
So here we see the vertical screener app again, and now Sonic can go through the pit and appear back on the top of the screen. Which is pretty wild.
I would say
Those yellow... Mhm.
you could finish your thought.
Yeah, no, those yellow things at the bottom of the screen there, they destroy any sprites that Mario might be holding, and so she has to throw the block up while going down through the pit, and then catch it as she falls down onto the item that she threw up.
Yeah, so red fence kills Sonic, yellow fence kills any sprite that isn't Sonic. I would say TJB has the right to invent new terminology by virtue of his skills as a Mario player. It's kind of like Shakespeare had the right to just invent new words.
Well, there's a whole discussion on whether or not Shakespeare invented words or if he took them from the common parlance of his time and then put them into the plays.
But if he did come up with a word, it would be something that, like, we would still accept.
Yes.
You know?
I have an English degree and I don't get to use it very often.
No, it is good to talk about. It is interesting, but it is also true. Like, we don't know whether he did invent those words or not, but we do give him that kind of authority.
I hate that crab.
That last one, that last hit is, wow, you did so well. Hope to never hear it again.
Convergent evolution.
We talking about crabs?
Yeah, nature's perfect life form.
True.
Do you think a crab could defeat Mecha Hitler? Or that crab specifically?
As a Jewish Cancerian, I'll say yes.
Good, because we really, really need to defeat Mecha Hitler, and we are about $220 away from that. So I just want to remind everybody, when you're getting your donations in today, please assign them to our incentives. That way we can get all of these wonderful, wonderful incentives met, and we can defeat Mecha Hitler.
Let's do it.
I forgot about the Wolfenstein run and I thought you just like that was out of pocket.
It was
That was
very
the
out of the blue.
weirdest, like, random comment ever.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, of course a crab can defeat Mecha Hitler.
I thought you were talking about Grok for a second, which for the record I also think could be defeated by a crab.
I agree.
This is the check your cell phone part of the run.
Checking my phone right now. Apparently
Well,
Wayfair has a mood board for my living room.
while we check our phones, I'm going to just, as you know, on top of reminding everybody that we're defeating Mecha Hitler, we also have incentives open for doing a karaoke in our next run, which is Yakuza Kiwami 2. So we can pick between 3 different songs. 2 of them are Agoro Majima songs, and 1 of them is a Kazuma Kiryu song. Kiryu is in the lead. I personally think that Majima should win, but Kiryu is in the lead. However, y'all could get those donations in and snipe that. It would be fantastic to see, and any donations that go in also help us reach our upcoming run that we're trying to get of the Silent Hill F run that we just added in randomly because y'all were just that good. I'm jamming. I'm sitting here in my chair just jamming.
Love this song.
They're all here.
Oh, Sonic died.
That Sonic is no more.
If you thought this was the end because there was credits, just wait. There's more. The overworld event here is another time to check your phone in case you didn't check it enough the first time.
So this is the setting up stuff for the gay percent portion of the run, right?
For no, this is the boops percent is just like extra levels along the way. This is just setting up the
Right.
but yeah, the back half is the gay percent. You're right.
Okay. I was about to ask, but now you've spared me from needing to ask.
Fair.
What do boobs entail? But yeah, okay, so it's just all of the levels.
Yep.
Okay. So why the name?
Because on the title screen, instead of an exit count, when you get all of the exits, it is a pair of boobs.
Oh. This is why I've never seen it. Okay, I get it.
Oh, I thought that was just an infinity sign.
I mean,
Okay, I thought that was an infinity sign as well.
what are boobs if not nature's infinity?
I have to agree.
You're right.
I won't disagree. I'm one of those lost people who don't understand, but also is like cheering you on.
Oh no, we got the
So the
glitch.
gimmick of this level is what was that?
Sometimes if you die in that level or in one other level, it'll randomly send you to the screen where you first come out of the pipe at the beginning, like when you have the intro message.
Okay. That seems adjacent to that old retry system bug where if you died because you touched a muncher or something on a rope, it would just send you back to the overworld. It seems adjacent to that bug. Anyway, the gimmick of this level is there's this boop buddy generator, and every so often they generate at Sonic's X coordinate, and there's a helpful graphic to let you know when it's about to generate. Speedrunner and ROM hack.
Mhm.
A lovely picture.
Mm-hmm.
So this background is found in, we referenced the games before, one of the hyper games in the most difficult level in the game. and it's a level where this red orb chases you, Mario, and here, instead of it's two of them actually chasing you, and it's really tough, and it's like movement is so erratic, it's extremely, you just have to see it you just have to see it, but it's really a wild level. Anyway, here what's interesting is you're the orb and not the Sonic being chased by the orb.
It should.
That level is called That Which Can Eternal Die. It's probably one of the hardest all-time levels. Shovda has beaten it, and the official name of the orb is Magatukami.
It should be noted that the control scheme for this got switched in the most recent update. So instead of just using the D-pad, it's actually Y and A to move left and right, and up and down on the D-pad to move up and down.
Oh, that's mental gymnastics. That's wild.
Is there a reason for that other than to make it more awkward?
Apparently it hurt Panga's thumb the old way.
Hey Shovda, what do you call the slowest person to have ever beaten That Which Can Eternal Die?
Shovda.
But what else do you call him?
A person who's beaten that which can eternal die.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I believe my clear time on that was like 85 hours. 83 of which were on the first half.
I thought about that a lot while running my 6-hour marathon.
I'm happy to hear that.
So the lore of this level, in case anyone has missed it, was presented in terms of a visual story, and that's Sonic would like to have some cereal, but is out of milk. So we entered this castle in the pursuit of milk. Let's see what happens here.
That is good foregrounding because I remember what happens here, and I did not link that with the visual from earlier.
Oh, there's a milking chamber underneath Bowser's bridge.
That is
Bowser's
an
going in.
entirely new sentence.
And now Mario, Sonic will have milk.
How Sonic extracts milk from Bowser is left to the viewer's imagination.
That's some good eating.
It's Barb.
Chat, what do you think Bowser cheese tastes like?
I don't.
Okay.
Sour.
I don't ever want to think about that.
I would say sour.
There's some roach species which secrete milk. I was also wondering
That is true.
what roach
my God.
cheese tastes like, since roach milk implies the existence of roach cheese.
See, I wonder about like dolphin cheese, right? Like you play Mario a lot, you see a lot of dolphins in these hacks. Roach cheese. That's an interesting question. I prefer not to think much about roaches though. I have too many of them here. Seeing like one or two in your home a year is more than enough.
I was in the Beast chat earlier, and they were talking about roaches, and somebody said everybody's a man until the roach starts flying, and so I added them and I said that's how I transitioned.
Love that. True story.
I have some that come up through the foundation during the summer, and it's my cat's absolute favorite activity to play with them until they're dead.
I need to get a cat.
So the gimmick in this level is there's two parts of the screen which are separated, and every so often, as indicated by this graphic in the center, Sonic will warp either to the top or bottom of the screen.
I love how like your momentum is preserved no matter what's going on with the warp mechanic.
It's one of these interesting programming situations where to not preserve your momentum would actually require more programming, since you would have to like zero out additional parts of RAM.
That makes sense. So here, these yellow switches, they look like little switch palace switches. They will destroy these barriers in the way, and then she needs to avoid obstacles as she clears these blocks.
Also, I believe it is random which blocks it ends up turning on, red versus blue. So for a first play, you kind of have to react on the fly. For a speedrun, I presumably you just memorize either path.
Yeah, it's still really annoying, but yeah, it's memorized at this point. But the red is always easier than the blue, that said.
So there's quite a bit of random stuff in these final levels, like the dolphin generator here.
This looks consistent. This is not the vanilla generator.
Okay, yeah.
However, this level is a reference to a notorious level with a vanilla dolphin generator. Tokyo Koopa Keep in Kaizo Mario World 3.
Yeah. That one ends with like a Wendy fight, right?
Yep, Wendy and Thwomps and Potobos, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts.
I want to say the first time that we saw those yellow outline blocks is in Jump Half. First time I ever noticed them, at least. And they're really interesting tiles where Mario has no interaction with them at all, so they might as well just be empty space for Mario. But other sprites interact with them as if they were like concrete blocks. So, and Sonic also. Sonic and Mario weirdly have this weird interaction with them where those tiles just don't exist for them, but everything else they do. So here it's interesting because the Chuck has to climb up these tiles, this like staircase of these tiles that for Sonic is no big deal. They don't even exist.
It's nice that those blocks are trans-inclusive.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, I believe these blocks, which are on screen right now, were introduced in the visual language that Jump Half started using, and then a bunch of hacks later adopted.
Alright, 2 tries is not bad for that level. There was no music, by the way. You're supposed to turn on music yourself that is in the first message box.
Shoutouts to Lungfish, world record holder for Kaizo Mario World 3 speedrun.
One of the most challenging Kaizo hacks out there. So here boss bass. Pretty much all that can be said. You don't want to get eaten by boss bass like that.
Who in his original incarnation is not capable of going down and up to match your x coordinate, y coordinate, but here he can.
Big Bertha does have some vertical movement, but it doesn't it's like home in on you or target you.
Leftist memes be like. These ribvan fish are very fast. They've had one too many legally distinct Red Bull-like beverages.
So it should be noted that the story of this level is that Sonic is entering a tournament to become the world's strongest fish.
Oh. And so is Mothula.
Yep, and a cruel twist, this is Sonic's former roommate and sparring partner, Mothula, and the Hedgehog and the Mothula will fight to be world's strongest fish.
I love how Mothula even has rings.
I was like, wait, Mothula from ALTTV. Oh, yes. Yep. Okay. I shouldn't be surprised anymore at anything in this.
Yeah.
That's
This
on me. I shouldn't be surprised anymore.
After the milking chamber.
Yeah,
We're ready to go anywhere here.
I've blocked that out of my mind, Desi. That didn't happen. It's not real.
Everyone with Barb's picture was like all really, really like nice pictures. His is a nice picture, but not in like the way that the other ones are nice pictures. No, this is a nice picture.
Yeah, the level title is House Flipping, and so we had House Flipping.
Flipping.
Much like your gravity flips depending on the color of the background in this level.
This kind of level would completely destroy me.
It is a lot to deal with as someone who's played his fair share of reverse gravity levels. Shoutouts to Carrie Lupus Carrarium.
That's scary.
Of course I was talking about House when that happened, because of the house in the level. Yeah. It makes sense
It's
now.
never Lupus.
It's never Lupus.
Except when it was one episode, right? That was the episode's gimmick.
Yeah, yeah.
Except when it was.
So here, the gimmick is you can slow fall. And you must, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to make some of these jumps and you'd die.
my
I was
god.
watching for a second and like thinking to myself, wait, what is the? Yeah, that the slow fall.
And the slope is there because sliding down a slope in Super Mario World will actually get you a better speed, higher speed rather, than one you would get by just running to the right. So the term slope speed is actually faster than P speed.
That's Author Blues. He's hungry.
He's also a noted La Mulana apologist, and that's what this level is a tribute to.
It is a great game. It's not for everyone. I definitely sympathize with him on loving that game and also understanding why everyone else hates it.
So Shovda had to press some inputs to get that bowl of food for Author Blues to spawn. And we're gonna feed it to him now. Tell us about those inputs, Shovda.
So you may remember the passwords we had to put in the 4 other levels. You take the back half of each of those passwords and you input them together. And that's...
No way. The back half of them?
Yep. So yeah, the latter half of each of the 4.
Is there any clue or indication?
Oh yeah. You have to solve all of the stuff in the La Milano level, and it tells you that.
Then that will explain that you use the back half. Okay.
Yep.
And that wall at the end that blocks off the goal opens up very slowly as a tribute to La Milana, which hates you and has no respect for your time. So the speedrun strat is to just key jump over it at your earliest opportunity.
Even the opening the mouth and feeding something, like in the game, that's a thing where you see a mouth in the early game and you just take it for granted that there's a mouth on the wall early on, and then later you're told to go feed something, or no, it ate something and you needed to sneeze it out. And so you give it pepper and you put pepper up against its nose and it sneezes it out. Yeah.
Chekhov's nose.
Yeah. Tight wrestler.
Add the fireball.
This might be the most normal boss fight in this game.
So in most hacks, the creator will just give you infinite lives, or people will patch it in if it's an older hack, where you just assume that the player will save state to make it through without patching in infinite lives. But here, we don't have infinite lives actually. Shovda has earned her 7 lives on the board right now.
If you get 2 more, you're like a cat. And then you can hunt roaches and harvest their milk to make cheese.
No! That conversation's gonna haunt me for years.
I was waiting to ask what happens if you run out of the lives, and then I said, no, I don't want to wait. I don't want to ask because we're in the middle of a tough fight. I know she needs to concentrate, and that's what happens when I leave the mic to... Thank you.
Two of you knew what was going to happen when you had me on commentary.
Oh, I knew. I was very prepared and excited.
So you can only hit the crab with the rocks when the crab is red. Otherwise, he's invulnerable.
So what happens if you do run out of lives
Oh, back to the beginning.
of the stage?
Yep.
With 3 lives, I assume?
You start with 7.
Okay.
Alright, and that is the first of 5 levels that feel like they might have been the last level of the game. This is the second.
This is a level of all time.
Yeah, you may see 32 squares on the board there, and each one represents a room in which you need to touch this dragon coin to complete, and you must complete all rooms to advance past this level. And it's random which one you're going to get next.
Reminds me of a Yoshi's Island minigame. Except take all the fun out of it. And now that's what we have here.
Yeah, and so like many a multi-room final adjacent level, these tend to be like reapplications of gimmicks previously introduced in the game.
Short challenges that harken back to the earlier mechanic. If she does not clear on the first try, the game will show you the card that she got, or the stage that she was supposed to clear but didn't. The game shames you like that. And it also is a nice way of seeing when you're on a good run, like, oh my god, like she hasn't gotten any, like she's cleared every single one. It's really interesting in a speedrun context seeing her do this level.
It's also worth noting that when you get 4 in a row and 8 in a row, it speeds up the card section. So this level, like, there's variability of like minutes sometimes between a good and a bad run.
I did not know that.
Lines noted.
That's what the chain is for.
Sometimes I'm texting someone on my phone, and I think to myself, there's a lines emote which perfectly expresses what I want to say here, but I forget that I'm on a phone.
That happens to me all the time when I'm texting people. I think the motor skills music here is like so appropriate, where you feel like, oh, I pretty much beat the hack and this is my victory lap. No, there's still a lot more to do.
I quit playing Storks twice, and the second time was in motor skills.
That level is like so tight. Oh my god.
It's like 10 times more awkward to actually play than it looks.
Yeah.
So here we see a cursor, and at the cursor you can spawn one out of a set of random blocks, and it's going to be a spiny egg, cloud platform, swooper, or a death block. And we're going to see a longer section with that gimmick later on.
Mm-hmm. A few more screens than the one that we just got a taste of now.
So I want to announce wonderfully that we have passed $1,000 raised for Rainbow Railroad. And I want to call out the $100 donation that came in to helping us defeat Mecha Hitler. However, it came in from I Have One Big Eye, and I really don't want to read out the comment because it says, "Oh shoot, I'm late. Did I miss the milking chamber?" And honestly, chat, you know what? If you're going to haunt my dreams of the Bowser milking chamber, which is words I never wanted to say again, you can do that through getting in donations and assigning that to defeating Mecha Hitler, because that would be absolutely amazing and would absolutely cleanse the palate of the Bowser milk.
We
Noted friend of the SMW community. I have one big eye.
yeah, we stand Big Eye here.
And don't forget the sour cheese.
I want to. I really want to.
You'll see here, because I'm not going to die in this one, the 8, when we have the 8 chain, it'll be like instant.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's fast.
Yeah.
It's him.
It is him.
Him. I do really love this visual imprint of like, how did it go for a speed run? If this were a casual run, like you might get one or two, a casual playthrough, like you might get one or two of those like purple coins, but not many for most people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my PB for gay percent, not for boobs percent though. I haven't done as many runs. But my PB for gay percent has a 32 chain.
Yeah.
But there was also one room changed in the most recent update, so I am almost definitely going to die in it, because it is very hard now.
Such smooth movement.
Whoa. Well, that wasn't the one, but there we are.
To be fair, it's been a while since we played that level.
It's true.
And we got to see what Yoshi's tongue looks like inside of a castle.
I forgot to do the 2 shots. Okay, we are... Alright, brain needs to turn back on. Okay, here we go.
You got this.
There we go.
Alright, 6 left. But yeah, as y'all can tell, Kaizo hacks are very intense to run, and usually like a run will be anywhere between like 20 minutes to like an hour 20. So this to be anywhere between like an hour 45 and 2 hours is just, it's kind of exhausting to go through. So about here in every boobs percent run is where I just like, I get a little tired. I want a nap.
Understandably so.
It's a long run.
You wish you had a can of legally distinct monster-like energy drink or a nice warm cup of Bowser milk to give you an extra boost.
A nice warm cup of Bowser milk to send you running to the bathroom.
And here's the changed one. Okay. And then we have one more.
I have an announcement. We have actually been able to hit our Silent Hill F goal thanks to an amazingly generous donation from Anonymous. And they say, do you think we could put Mecha Hitler in the milking chamber?
There's
no.
a question.
Please no. Please don't. Please. But we actually really need to make sure that our incentives are that your donations are assigned to incentives, because we still actually need a little bit more to actually meet our defeat Mecha Hitler incentives. So please, if you have a few dollars that you would like to torture me with more milking chamber comments, I will read them off for you, chat, even though this will haunt my dreams for many days.
And for those ROM hackers out there, we don't need to see that. We've seen enough with the
Please don't. Please don't.
Let's leave Mecha Hitler to Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
So this is the longer level with the gimmick that was previously introduced. So to rehash, at the cursor you can spawn one of a few blocks. Some are bad, like this death block which just spawned, and other ones are useful to varying degrees. You have to use them to get across.
Yeah, there are ways of the RNG going that make it nearly, if not entirely, impossible to beat.
So let's hope this is one of those possible patterns that we get. And sometimes you don't learn until the very final tile of the level whether it was possible or not.
Chat is sending in entirely new words for me to read off, because Erica Lawless sends in $10 towards our defeat Mecha Hitler incentive with just the comment, Mecha Milkler.
Oh.
Mecha Milkler. That reminds me of a topic that I'm not going to bring up here now. Oh.
I was about to say, oh my god, Desi, please no.
If you know, you know.
I know what I'm asking about in the post-race channel.
Yeah,
so one of the other motifs of this game is it adds randomness in certain sections to make things like interesting or harder in a more interesting way. It also removes them in places where the author thinks it would impair you. like that Super Koopa generator was not random like the vanilla one was, similar to the dolphin generator in the Kaizo 3 like Dolphin Castle. The dolphin generator was also consistent. It would be a lot to have those be random.
This level, by the way, does have lives again, and it's also 32 rooms. But you can collect a 3-up in each room to get your life count up. But if you lose all your lives, you once again have to go back to the beginning of the level.
She's pretty much routed in the ones that are the 3-ups that are optimal to get without sacrificing any time.
So the gimmick here is you have water physics when you're holding an item, so you can swim like that. And when you release it, you have normal jump physics, and there's like gravity and stuff.
These like underwater shell jumps are really awkward because you don't normally like let go of a shell underwater and then have to jump over it, because if you're underwater, why the need to jump over something, right? So it's definitely like a set of inputs that players are not used to.
Nice of those vines to be there underneath the pipe, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a big mercy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What am I doing? Okay, we're here.
So notably, since I don't think we've talked about it yet, to pick up one of these eggs and jump at the same time is called a block grab. And that requires pressing a grab button and a jump button on the same frame, which is moderately difficult.
Have we seen any other block grabs like in the house?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I can't think of any others. But like you would need to. It's a very common thing in Kaiser hacks, though. A block grab.
Kaizo Mario World 1 Fish and Boo fight. Fish and Boo big boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like that one, Desi? Practice your block grabs for that?
The blocks are the least of my concern in that level.
That's fair.
And now the age-old existential question: where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
I was about to say earlier, Shovda, when you said that it took you 85 hours to do That Which Can Eternal Die. The last 2 levels of Kaizo 1 took me more time by over 10 hours.
Dang.
Yeah.
So this used to be the final level in the hack, and it is very challenging. All of these jumps are really annoying. When I hit the P switch, I'm gonna ask for serious time for a minute, just so I can hear it. It'll take a
No milk talk.
No milk talk.
No milk talk.
I actually have a setup for that I didn't do.
Let's get that set up. So a silver P switch in vanilla. It's not a common thing to find in the game, but it will turn any munchers.
Alright, sorry, one second. Okay.
And then they'll turn right back into munchers as soon as that time's up.
So what she was doing there is waiting for an audio cue because she has to run off and make that jump at just the right time for the P-switch to expire and have a place to land after she hits the goal.
So that would be the end of the run, except in the most recent update, there was an added final level. So this last level has only been around for about a month, maybe like 5-6 weeks. So I'm still not entirely used to it, and it is another like very big challenge.
You're gay. My gay what?
You're
me, hello.
Yeah, you're gay friends. So this is the FU Palace.
So those death blocks are supposed to be doing that, and there's random memory written into their graphics to make them do that.
So this palace is so hard that you get 3 lives per room. Except if you lose the 3 lives, you do go back 1 room and then you get 1 life attempt to like regain your spot.
Sonic and Yoshi, name a more iconic duo.
Luigi and Tails.
I was hoping someone would say Bowser and Milk, but
You're not getting that from me. Chat will have to put that in a donation and assign it to the Wolfenstein run because we are still trying to get that done. As a reminder, that is not something that is automatically met with your donations. Please assign those to an incentive when you are putting those in through Tiltify.
Please make that happen, and please talk about the Bowser milk during the run. Please. This ASM I remember from the VIP. What was it? VIP 4, VIP 3? Where the thing that they mostly use in elephants for the oh my god, what's the name of that level? Well, anyway, with the sprite, the boo appearing on the same X coordinate as Sonic, just a few tiles away. That is a very challenging mechanic to deal with.
This room used to be so innocent. Anyway, everyone, this is her royal wideness that Sonic is currently standing on.
I see it now.
Yeah, big eye.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
Post him if you got him.
This reminds me of 1F0. So many references, so many great hacks and levels. Why Fanto here?
Because God has cursed me for my hubris and my work is never done.
You know, I hate that for you.
Okay, this could be bad.
So, actually, the more I'm thinking about it, this reminds me of Shipsmate Cities. Of just long gauntlet. There's no Phanto in that, but there was, or I don't recall there being one. Is there?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
But there is a boss bash.
Oh, there sure is. Which also tracks you vertically, much like the one here.
Oh, this is not good. Okay, we are going back a little bit.
A tough level and a new level. Like this vertical ascent reminds me of the block snake ascent.
Mm-hmm. With the boo rings.
Okay, come on, Phanto. Play nice.
Wow, that's great.
And this descent, unlike the previous two we've seen, is RNG for where the next spot is.
Oh, fascinating.
Oops. So you need to keep your P speed through this part. And also not die. Go. And time will be on fade out.
You very nearly touched the death
I
block.
did very nearly touch the death block on that.
Yeah.
And... time.
Nice run.
Thank you. And
GG's.
And before we go, I would like very quickly to show you the real her royal wideness and the crash the game, because I assume we did all right on time.
Oh yes, we are doing fantastic at on time. You are at looks like 141.58.
Okay, good.
Great.
Okay, so the first thing I will show you is the real her wideness, which would be her royal wideness, except because we hit that the final switch there, it adds all of these death blocks to every single level. So her royal wideness is covered with death blocks. Take one death away and we'll check. Can I get guesses on how many deaths we had in that run?
I don't know. I'm not good at counting.
Okay, my guess is 63. And we had -1, we had 78. Okay. And then I will show you this level crashes the game. I like to go grab this shell real quick and throw it, and then here you go. It is supposed to happen. This is what it is.
That's one crashed game.
And then the very last thing before you kick me out, there is proof that it is Boops percent. The infinity.
Oh, that is fantastic. Thank you so much for that run, Shovda. That was fantastic. Do you have any shout outs that you would like to do?
Yeah, thank you especially to BK and Desi for somebody is honking a clown horn outside my window now. Thank you, BK and Desi, for joining me on this and for doing commentary. I really appreciate you both. Thank you to the whole SMW community, SMW Central, just everybody. If you think you're a part of the Kaiser community, you are, and I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for that fantastic run and all of the amazing memes and milking that came out of that run and the donations that came in. That was just absolutely amazing to see. Everyone, we'll be back in a few minutes and we will be getting ready for our Yakuza Kiwami 2 run.